Okay, Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone. So happy to see all of you after a day break. So today is Friday, September 6th, right? 2024. So today we gathered on this Gita Gyan program, the essence of Bhagavad Gita. And today's topic we're going to speak on chapter 4. Chapter 4 is transcendental knowledge. Okay, so before we start, is there anyone who would like to share some realization or any what do you call take back feedback or whatever? Anybody like to share something before we start? Anyone? Okay, first of all, are you all reading Bhagavad Gita after we finish each chapter? Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. I got so
Hare
worried.
Krishna, Prabhu. Yes, we are. I am reading as from my part, but since I'm a student and I'm still working together at both times, so I'm going a bit slowly with the chapters.
Yeah, no problem. But is there any feedback, anything that you realize when you know what is the word they used to use? Anything you like to share? That's one word. I've forgotten the word.
So far, as in for recently, you just spoke about detachment. So I've been pondering about it recently, thinking that how is it even possible, how to like do things and not be attached to the results and everything. So that's the reason thing that has been going on in my mind.
You're thinking how to do it, is it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Of course, that is how, because in Bhagavad Gita, we learn everything step by step. So first is Karma Yoga. So now we go come into transcendental knowledge. Then again, the next chapter will be like Karma Yoga in Bhakti. So like that, as we go on, you will definitely will know how to do it.
Understood, Prabhu. Hare
And
Krishna.
in previous class, there was a doctor, there's a student who are a medical student. At first, I think she also had that same thoughts. How am I going to do it? But eventually, I think after fourth or fifth chapter, sixth chapter, she said she started to have that kind of breakthrough transformation. All right. So the breakthrough whereby she start not to have stress as a medical student. you know, so there's a breakthrough will happen. Okay. Anyone else? Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu? I think you're unmuted. You want to say something?
Nice to follow you.
Sorry, Prabhu.
Nice. The classes very good. Nice to follow your classes.
No. What I mean is there any changes or transformation I'm asking? After we went through chapter 3, of course, you are a very seasonal devotee.
I'm okay. It's nice to hear. Some of your table columns are very, very nice to see.
I see.
How you analyze the whole thing.
Sorry?
How you analyze the whole thing. So you
Yes.
print it out and keep it for me to remember easily.
All right.
I take a snapshot
Hmm.
through my iPad and then I print it out.
Oh, really? Yeah. You print out?
Yeah.
You mean the slides you print out?
Yeah, because if not, to follow the whole lecture is very difficult now.
No, if you want, I can share the slide to you. No problem.
Yeah. I used to take a snapshot into the iPad and then print it out and keep it in my file.
I see. That means anything that attracts you, lah.
Yeah. Anything that
Okay.
affects me, I print it out.
Right. Very nice. Okay, so with that, let's start our program. So today we're going to speak on chapter 4. So just to recap, chapter 1, the title was Observing the Armies on the Battlefield of Kurukshetra, whereby Arjuna was there and he became disheartened. Chapter 2, we studied about the contents of Gita summarized. What are the things that we're going to study in the entire Bhagavad Gita? It's been summarized in chapter 2, and especially the description about the soul. Right? Then day before yesterday we studied on this chapter 3 Karma Yoga. So what is karma yoga? That we have to do things, we have to act, we cannot remain idle, we have to work, but that work can cause bondage, right? Because we can't maintain our body, we can't maintain anything, right? We have to work. We have to work so that to maintain our body, our life, our children, family, to pay our bills. For that reason, we have to work, right? It is not to say that we can just simply throw everything and not doing anything. So Krishna says, among these two, when you work for me, it is the best. So what do you do? So since you have to work, since you have to eat, since you have to drink, you have no choice. Yes or not? You cannot say, I'm not going to eat anymore, I'm not going to drink. You're going to eat and you're going to drink. And you're going to interact with people. You're going to, you have some kind of sense gratification. Yes. You like to watch something. You like to listen to something. You like to speak about something. You like to ponder on something. You like to think on something. So that means we are actively involved. All our five senses are actively involved in many activities. And this activity, and another thing that we have studied in chapter 2 is the soul is immutable and it remains active. It doesn't it doesn't stay stagnant. Okay. So what we understand, any living entity which is alive, it has some kind of activity. Okay. Even in the cell, bacteria, everything, it's moving something and doing something. Whether it's constructive or destructive, it is doing something. Okay. They cannot just stay in one place, become idle like a stone. All right. The only time that we become idle, don't do anything when we leave this body. All right. Until then, there is some activity. So therefore, so in chapter 3, the summary is what Krishna says, whatever things you do, you need to eat, you need to drink, you need to interact, you need to do all it. Do it as a sacrifice to me. Right? Do it in my name. Right? Say, like, for instance, you like to eat. Why not you just prepare some nice preparation and offer to Krishna and eat it as prasadam? You like to drink water. You just can take a small cup of water, put a tulasi, and offer it to Krishna. If you don't have a Krishna, you can offer it to your Bhagavad Gita. Right? And after that, that water you mix in a big pail and you take it with you. You take it to your workplace. You need to drink at least 8 glasses of water or something like that. 6 glasses of water. So you just carry it in your water. So you are drinking water, but actually you're drinking water which is sanctified, prasad. Right? You like to listen to something. So why not listen to Krishna Katha, which is very pleasing. Bhajan of Krishna is very, very pleasing. Right? And you like to see things. You like to watch something. Why not you watch something about like documentary, like what I was sharing just now? A lot of things to watch in YouTube, especially. Right? Of course, you must be very critical and very discriminative, so that you don't get carried away while you're watching, and you sometimes get carried away watching something nonsense. All right, all that nonsense. Then, so and you like to read something. Or no, I believe that you all like to read newspaper, you like to read this kind of a novel, which is so mundane. All right, it's not going to improve or it's not going to inspire you. It is going to create some kind of imagination, and you start to dwell in that imagination. It's not going to help you, because what Krishna says is what people think, that shall be his next birth. So why not we take up reading this the book on philosophy, the book that's going to trigger your intelligence, trigger your thinking capacity, that's going to make you think differently. Still the same person, same lifestyle, same environment, but you start to think differently, right? So the Bhagavad Gita can trigger you. So like that. So that means we are engaging. So that's what in chapter 3. So and after that, Krishna says, don't expect anything. Because when we have expectation, we would not do it. This thing. Example, a mother, all right, a lady, say she sells food. All right, she sells food. She go to, say, okay, example, a lady has a canteen business. Canteen business. So when she go to the canteen, when she start to sell the food, she has intention to make profit. She doesn't want to give the food for free. Right? So that means she has intention. That means she says, okay, now I make sure I must put enough, little rice, little of all this whatever ingredient preparation, and I give it to the children. I'm selling the food to the children in the school. Right? But if the children says, if the child come and says, auntie, the rice is not enough, can I have more? He said, yeah, give me more money. Okay, give me extra 20 cents, I put for you a little more rice. Right? When sometimes when people come and say, Why you're doing that? I say, now you see, all the price have all went up. You think I can give a feast for 1 ringgit or 2 ringgit? I can't do that. So there's intention, right? But similarly, when that lady come back home and she start to feed her own child, all right, say a child the same age as a school, she's a primary school canteen operator, and the child also is studying in primary. But when she come back, when the child come and ask, when the food is finished, when she asks, "Mommy, the food is finished, can I have?" Okay, immediately she go extra and she start to feed without any expectation. So when there's no expectation, the reciprocation, the love is more intense. When we have expectation, it is always not the same. So example, like we saw that video, a man who has so much expectation, wanted his family members, children, expecting love from them because he sacrificed his life working for them. End of the day, when the son is not bothered about him and doesn't want to bring the doctor doesn't want to bring the grandchildren to see him, and out of frustration actually committed suicide. So these are the things. So that's why Krishna says the first rule of to be a very successful person, even in our material life, is do not have expectation. Do go an extra mile. They used to say that word. Go an extra mile. Do something extra. Give some extra service. Right? So like that. So we will improve our life. Right? So now we're going to speak on chapter 4, which is called transcendental knowledge. And the transcendental knowledge is a spiritual knowledge of the soul. Okay, we're going to study about the spiritual knowledge of the soul, or God, and their relationship. The soul, God, and their relationship. Okay, this is both purifying and liberating. Such knowledge is the fruit of selfless devotional action. Okay, selfless devotional action, which is called karma yoga. The Lord explains the remote history of the Gita, the purpose and significance of his periodic descents to the material world, and the necessity of approaching a guru, a self-realized teacher. Okay, so in this chapter, that is a summary that we're going to study. That is, first of all, we say why Krishna comes down, why Krishna need to descend. Okay, why he in every installment, in every period, right? He comes down. He comes in multi-form. Right? He comes in this form, he comes in many forms. What's the reason? And after that, he also says, how is the best way to approach him? All right, can we approach him directly, or should we approach through a person? Okay, so that is what we're going to study today. Okay, so before we start, let's offer our obeisances and gratitude to all our spiritual master and the Parampara system for without their what they call blessing, we won't be able to be here and to discuss this Bhagavad Gita in a very scientific way, right? And especially in English. Okay, so let's offer our obeisances and our prayer, and we invoke auspiciousness before we start our Bhagavad Gita. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshun Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Karamayam Darati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vidamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanustude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpaturuvescha Kripa Sindhubevacha Paditanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Jayapataka Swaminiti Namine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaurakata Damadaya Nagaragramatarini Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashati Jishatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashari Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Astaprayesu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavata Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Maishti. Hare Krishna. Okay. So, Hare Krishna. So today we start our program. ISKCON Info presents Gita Gyan, the essence of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4. Let's take darshan from Sri Sri Jagannath, Baladesh Bhatra, Jagannatha Swami, Nayana Patakami Bhavati. Alright, so we dedicate today's program to His Divine Grace, Abhay Charnaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Recently, I was reading a testimony about this, His Holiness Gaur Govinda Swami. Gaur Govinda Swami is from Orissa, and he's one of Srila Prabhupada's disciples. So what happened? He's a scholar, he's a Sanskrit scholar, and Prabhupada wanted him to translate the books into Orient language, okay, the language of Orissa. So when he was translating the into Orient language, certain words like word to word from English, I mean from the word, that means the Sanskrit to the word to word translation, it doesn't tally with Orient language, because the Orient language, that means something else. Okay. So what happened? He went and approached his guru. I mean that Gaur Govinda Maharaj went and approached his guru, and that guru is a very grand old man, and he's a great scholar. Okay. He has a big library in his hut. You know, such a simple man living in a hut, but he has a big collection of Sanskrit books. He said he's been studying Sanskrit from age of 5. So when the time he went and approached him, he's already 75. So for the last 70 years, he has been studying Sanskrit. So he said, can you just clarify that I'm doing this translation? He gave the book and says, can you just check and get back to me? After 1-2 days, he went and approached him. He said, the way that Prabhupada translated word to word from Sanskrit to English is astonishing, right? It is something which is not possible for an ordinary human being to translate in this way, right? He is such an empowered and such a great scholar in Sanskrit, right? So to that spiritual master, Divine Grace, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, we offer our obeisances. And this program is inspired by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, Governing Body Commission and Spiritual Master. And also I would like to dedicate to my very dear God brother, late Anadi Jagannath Prabhu of Bengaluru, Sheshadipuram. Because of his blessing, today there are so many people are having a big transformation. I have introduced this program to my very dear friend Rashi Shekhar Prabhu from Myanmar. He have translated all these slides into Myanmar language and is doing a fantastic, it's a big transformation is happening there. And of course, now we have a devotee from Tobago, what they call? What place is that? Trinidad Tobago. That is in between of South America and North America. All right. There's a South America in between. There's a small island there, Trinidad Tobago. So he has also gave his commitment to study this. Prahlad Prabhu. That's why he's coming and seeing how we present. And soon he's going to present it in his country, Trinidad Tobago. Okay. And so I'm so grateful to Anadi Jagannath Prabhu because of his blessings. Now there are so many people are accepting Bhagavad Gita, or at least giving a look at Bhagavad Gita because of this very creative and innovative outreach program. Okay, let's look at today's understanding of Gita. Okay. After hearing Bhagavad Gita from Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna accepted Krishna as Param Brahma, right? Or the Supreme Brahman. Every living being is Brahman. Okay. But the Supreme living being is called Supreme Personality of Godhead or the Supreme Brahman. Param Dhamma means is the supreme rest or abode of everything. Dham means area, place. So Param means supreme. That means it's a supreme abode, like the place, supreme, great place. Pavitram. Pavitra means it's pure. Okay. Untainted by material contamination. He's not contaminated by any material disease. Purusha means that he is the supreme enjoyer. Okay. Purusha means enjoyer. That's why in Tamil also we call the husband Purusha. Right? Purusha. What is Purusha means? Enjoyer. He sits in one place. Of course, the wives come and serve and all these things. He's enjoying, he's a key head. Of course, now it's not, it is very rare. Right? Then Shashvatam. Shashvatam means original. Divyam, transcendental. Adi Devam, the supreme personality of Godhead. Ajam, the unborn. And the Vibhum, the greatest. All these things you see in the introduction of Bhagavad Gita as it is. Before you start your Bhagavad Gita reading, there is a 30 pages introduction. All right. So we should actually study that 30 pages introduction in detail. All right. So when we study that 30 pages, that introduction, that's when we start to understand the contents of Gita. So that's how before we start our Gita, we are just introducing what is that from the introduction. Right. So I hope that you all can take your time to also study the introduction. Okay, let's look at today's Gita Mahatmya. What it says, Gita su Gita Kartavya Kim Anye Shastra Vishtare Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padma Vinishrita. Okay. Right. So, okay, what does it mean? It says, because Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one need not read any other Vedic literature. Okay. So, like some people say, okay, I think I would like to read that, these and all the Puranas and everything. But here, Lord Shiva says, because Bhagavad Gita is spoken, because it's spoken by the Supreme Lord, one need not read any other Vedic literature. You do not need to read anything else. Why? One need only attentively. All right? You have to read it very attentively, at the same time regularly, not once a week or once a month. All right? After this session, you have to read regularly. Okay, regularly. And regularly hear and read Bhagavad Gita. In the present age, what is the present age now? Kali Yuga. People are so absorbed in mundane activities that is not possible for them to read all the Vedic literatures. All right, they are so busy and everything. It is not possible for them to read all the Vedic literatures. They don't have the lifetime. But this is not necessary. This one book, Bhagavad Gita, will suffice enough because it is essence of all Vedic literature. So the essence, that means what you're supposed to understand in all Vedic literature, the essence is presented in Bhagavad Gita. And especially because it is also spoken by the Supreme Personality of God. Right? When we compare with any other religious scriptures, all right, like Quran and also this Bible, a Torah, right? What we and even any kinds of Puranas, all right, the Skanda Purana, Vishnu Purana, what they call Garuda Purana, is Shiva, Padma Purana, all this, there's 108 types of Puranas. So when we look at all these and Upanishads and all these things, a great devotee is speaking about God. All right. When we look at Al-Quran, what the Prophet Muhammad is speaking about Allah. When we look at this Bible, Lord Jesus Christ is speaking about the God. Right? So when we look at all these things, a devotee is speaking about God, but only in Bhagavad Gita. There's no other scriptures, only in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna speaking about himself. And Krishna suggesting what is the best way that you can approach me. How you approach him, right? We are not trying to endeavor for something which is going to be very hard. When we look at all the other types of religious process or other types of what they call prayers or other types of what do you call ritualistic this thing, you have to perform. You have to perform all kind of sacrifice. You need to perform sacrifice. You need to give up your lifestyle. You need to give up. You need to turn into a different person. Actually, you need to transform into a different person. in order to achieve perfection. But in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, when we follow Krishna, what is that advantage? We still maintain our lifestyle. We still maintain our way of life. You still maintain your job. Okay? You still maintain your belief system. Everything, just maintain that. Only thing you are changing your consciousness. And what is that consciousness? We are transforming all that things that we want into Krishna consciousness. That's simple. We're still going to eat. We are not asking you not to eat. We are not telling you, oh, you must eat without salt, like certain religious processes, you eat without salt, right? In order to this thing. Or we are asking not to, we just say, carry on with whatever things you have, but dedicate everything to Krishna. And that is only possible when we practice Bhagavad Gita. Because Krishna understood, because he's the creator, he's the father. He understood. If you ask all of you to, if you say, okay, now, the hellish region, there was also that recently I used to study about some hell stuff, right? When thinking about it, it's so scary. But Krishna is not trying to scare you with hell. When we look at all other types of scriptures, they are scaring you with hell. You do this, if you don't do this, you go to hell. You this thing, you go to hell, they burn you for eternity. They're going to pangang you, they're going to you're going to be like barbecue you, all kind of things. But here in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is not scaring you. Krishna is giving you scientific evidence. If you are not going to follow what I am going to tell you, you're going to live a miserable life in this earth itself. And you're going to continue after you die. What is that miserable life? All right, you're going to suffer here in all these kind of consequences. You're going to live life with you so depressed. You're going to live life with full of fake. You're going to live a fake life. You're going to struggle in your life. After that, at the time of death, you straight away born into an animal kingdom, and you're going to suffer further. And there's so many varieties of varieties of all these things. You're going to suffer. I think it's not worth it. He's not telling you you're going to go to hell, you're going to do this, do that. He's not telling you. He's just telling how you can, simply by transforming your consciousness, you can achieve perfection while you are here living the same lifestyle. All right? We are not asking you to give up your bungalow and go and live in a hut. We are not asking you to give up your car and ride a bolo cart. We are not asking any of this. Keep everything you have, but change your consciousness. You're going to have a beautiful life in this place. Once you leave this place, you go to the next, you're going to have an even more beautiful life. All right? So Krishna gives two options. Just by doing this, you can go to heaven, enjoy that, but still have to come back, not worthy it. So I tell you what, you do what I tell you. Your mind, your intelligence, everything, you just surrender to me. Do exactly what I say. You come to my place, and you'll never come back here, and you enjoy more than what you can enjoy here. Isn't that fantastic? Right? So that's the thing. Because it is spoken by Krishna himself. Because Krishna understands you, because he's our father. Right? The father doesn't restrict the son so terribly. He will somehow or other try to advise you, no, don't do this, don't do that. Right? A strict disciplinarian, headmaster, he can be very disciplined to his student. But once he come back home, he start to see his children running around. He will never show his discipline to his children. He will somehow or other will have a soft spot for the children. So Krishna is our father. He understands that we are stuck in this material world, which is full of fault. And Krishna understands that. And Krishna says, why not you come out of it systematically? All right? And that is the beauty and the power and auspiciousness of Bhagavad. I hope you all get what I said. Right? So everyone is here. Okay. Now let's look at this. How many types of Vedas are there? Right? They say, why Vedas? Okay, not recommended. Okay. Okay. First, when you look at this, Srila Vyasadeva is Saktivesh avatar or empowered incarnation of Krishna, the literary incarnation. He came. And what happened? Before that Kali Yuga, all this language of the Vedas are spoken, what they call true oral. When the guru speaks, the disciple accept, they understand, and they keep it for life. Because the memory is that sharp, and they only hear it once. Right? The memory is so sharp. But of course, in Kali Yuga, we don't have enough memory and everything. So what happened? Srila Vyasadeva document everything. He make it into a book. So people, when they forget, they can still refer back. He start to document it. So when he document all the Vedas, and he start to realize the Vedas are huge. So he divide the Vedas into 4. He divide into Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Atharva Veda. So Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda is the main 3 principal Vedas. And what is Atharva? Atharva means etc. Sometimes when we say, you make sure, you do this, you can have happiness, you can have peace, you can have serenity, and etc. The etc, etc. Etc. That means done line. So similarly, the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharva Veda means done line, etc. So everything that didn't fill up here, the others are given here, etc. So that means total 4. So what happened? He gave that 4 Vedas into his 4 principal disciples. Rig Veda was given to Paila Maharishi. Yajur Veda was given to Vaisampayana. Sama Veda was given to Jaimini Rishi. And Atharva Veda was given to Sumantu Muni or Angira. Was given to his 4 disciples. And what the 4 disciples do, they start to create their own disciple, discrete succession, their own parambara. So that means this is what they call Paila Maharishi. He divided in the Vedas into 21 varieties. Because he even further divided, so easy to understand. So 21. So 21, how he divide 21? He divided the Rig Veda into Sanghita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, and Upanishad. Okay, he divided into Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, and Upanishad. So they divided into 4. So each divided into 21. All right. So Yajur Veda, Vaisampayana, what he did? Yajur Veda is very big. Right? Why Yajur? Is it Yajur or Sama Veda? The Sama Veda is big. Yeah, I think Sama Veda. Because I remember when my son was born, when one of my devotee friends from India, he checked this astrological chart, he said he should study Sama Veda, I think. And he encouraged him to put him in Gurukul in India. And I asked, how long will it take? He said, it takes 7 years just to study Sama Veda. Right? So it's huge. So now Yajur Veda was divided into 100 varieties. So 100 Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, Upanishad. So Sama Veda is 1000. Okay, it's 1000 Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, Upanishad. And Atharva Veda was divided into 9 Samhita. Okay. So that means total of 1130 Samhitas, divisions, 1130 Brahmanas, 1130 Aranyaka, and 1130 Upanishad. So total there are 4520 division and main division. And from there is still more expansion. Right? Any one of you have heard about Ishopanishad? Anyone heard about Ishopanishad?
Yes, Prabhu.
Vaishnava Kripa. Okay, anyone else? Other than Vaishnava Prabhu, any one of you heard about Ishopanishad?
No, Prabhu,
No.
it's my first time.
What is that?
Nope, it's my first time.
Oh, you have not heard about it. Okay. All right. Now, because I just want to confirm. All right. This Ishopanishad. What is Ishopanishad? Ishopanishad is one of the books that we study in Bhakti Sastra. All right. Of course, in the future, I also thought of maybe starting Ishopanishad. All right. For all that students who have graduated from this Gita Gyan. Okay. So I'm in the midst of preparing. Ishopanishad, it is come from Yajur Veda, and in this Yajur Veda got 2, Shukla and Krishna. Shukla means bright, Krishna means black, dark side. So it comes on the bright side of the Veda. So there's so many divisions. We cannot conceive that idea. All right, and of course there's a further expansion and expansion and expansion and expansion. Unfortunately, during that invasion, when that foreign power invaded, especially the Moguls in Nalanda University, 70% of all the scriptures were burnt and destroyed, and it disappeared. What we have is only 30% left. Others all gone. Okay. So what is that summary of all these things? That is Bhagavad Gita. So we have no time, lifetime to study all these things. If you want to study all this, you must be a great Sanskrit scholar. You have to start from young. Right? Of course, it's too late for us also, right? So like that. Okay. So with that, let's start. With that meditation, let's start our chapter 4, the transcendental knowledge. The overview of chapter 4. What we're going to study here is Divya Gyan. Okay, Divya means spiritual. Gyan means knowledge or divine knowledge through disciplic succession. What is Divya Gyan? About Krishna, how to attain God. Varnashrama, approaching a guru, glories of Divya Gyan. Right? Okay, before that, I would like to ask. So everyone is here with me, right? Everyone just can put a thumbs up because I find this group is so silent. You're there? Oh my God. People are sending message. Mahavishnu, yes. Okay, good, good, good. At least 2% have. Okay. Because you also must give me energy to speak. If everyone of you stay so silent, I also feel so bored. Can we just have at least like thumbs up or something in between? Okay, good, good, good. Okay. You know how to do thumbs up or not? Okay, you can just simply go to that. Where is it? I can't see it in my slide. Okay, I think at the bottom of what they call at the bottom of your screen, you can see that. Okay. Anyway, thumbs up and all this kind of this kind of what they call reaction will know that you are here listening, and I also feel very happy and more motivated to speak more. If not, I also will be like, will be very dull because I got a lot of things to share, a lot of ideas to share with all of you. Okay, with that, okay, let's look at chapter 4, text 1. Okay, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavan Aham Avyayam Vivasvan Manave Praha Manur Ikshvakave Bravit. In 4.1, what Krishna says? He says, the personality of Godhead, not Sri Krishna says, okay, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god, okay, or which is called Vivasvan, or in Tamil we call Surya Bhagavan. And Vivasvan instructed it to Manu, and the father of mankind, and the Manu in turn instructed to Ikshvaku. All right. So when we look at this, first Krishna spoke about this Bhagavad Gita he instructed it. Let me see. First instructed this imperishable science of science of yoga to sun god Vivasvan. So Vivasvan was the first to receive this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita from Krishna earlier. All right. Then Vivasvan, he instructed it to Manu. And who is Manu? Manu is actually Prajapati. All right. Say like for instance, the theory of how we were created. Lord Brahma created Manu. All right. Prajapati, they call what? Prajapati. Prajapati means the forefather. And all the Prajapati will create one type of species. And the Prajapati Manu is the one created human being. That's why we are called Manushya, Manushan, man, because we are descendant of Manu. You all can follow me on this? Any one of you confused?
Yes, Prabhu.
You all can follow,
Yes,
right?
Prabhu.
Right. So that means we understand. So that means he spoke to Vivasvan, and Vivasvan instructed to his son Manu, and Manu is the father of mankind, the one who created man. And Manu instructed to Ikshvaku, and from Ikshvaku it come down. What is Ikshvaku? Then from there came down the Surya Vamsa, or the dynasty of the sun. And the dynasty of the sun, and the most prominent in the dynasty of the sun is Lord Ramachandra. Lord Ramachandra, what they call Surya Vamsa. So that like that it was spoken. So Krishna initially was spoken this to Ikshvaku. I mean this thing. It went through that Parambara system. Then after that, Krishna says in 4.2, Evam parampara praptam imang rajarshayo viduhu sa kale neha mahata yogo nasta parantapa. Then he says, the supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession. That means what? So that means after he informed Ikshvaku, then he gave it to Dasarada came Ram, it came in parampara system. All right, in this succession. Okay, and after that he said this, the saintly king understood in that way. So that means the kings studied, but I mean they received this knowledge through this parampara system. Okay, but in course of time, as time goes on, the succession was broken, halfway broken. All right, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. So that means halfway, it looks like the science of Gita disappeared. Okay, everyone? If you don't understand, please stop me immediately, because it's going to be very interesting. Because I always believe in one sitting, try to do the best. After this, everything that you're going to do is only revision. All right, this is a very good opportunity. And today is Friday, I'm very free. You can ask a lot of questions. All right? Okay. Then, now, so this is how. So every knowledge that we receive, we have to receive through parampara system. We do not accept knowledge which is not scientific and which doesn't have a basis. Our Vedic literature is not simply a word jugglery. Right? Example, there's one certain gurus, you can see it online, very good in command of English. He can simply twist and turn words. That's why we call word jugglery. They juggle with words. Right? So that people who ever ask question or whatever it is, they also become bewildered. They cannot speak further. Even like when you look at Zakir Naik, he's just juggle with his words. Right? So it's word juggler. So the important thing is we must understand where are we getting the source of knowledge. The source of knowledge must come through the parampara system. It is not out of blues. Suddenly one Swamiji or suddenly one Guru, one Mahan suddenly appear and he start to claim himself as the incarnation of God and start to speak, start to talk some bogus things. Because the question is it because what Krishna says, all the knowledge has to be received through the parampara system. Okay, it has to come through the parampara system. Right? Now we have seen like, especially when you go to India, every corner, at the end of the street, you can see one Bhagavan. You can see one Babaji. You can see one jokers who suddenly call themselves as God. Right? And suddenly we can see some great word jugglers juggle. Right? They'll be speaking in the internet and all these things. You know, they travel the world and they even call themselves as so-called, you know, like that guru, this guru, and all these kind of things. But the question is, what is that? Where does he get the knowledge? It's very important. Right? The philosophy of life, because we must understand life living in this material world is sure real. The suffering that we are going through is really real. The pain and misery that we are encountering is absolutely real. And the death is dead serious. It's very real. So we should always think that we shouldn't get bewildered, like how the blind leads the blind fall into the ditch. In Bible, there's a quote in Bible. Blind leads the blind. When a blind man leads the blind man, all will fall. When the flow fall into the drain, everybody will fall into the drain. So we must understand. We must be able to be discriminative to select a guru or a spiritual path. We cannot whimsically select someone and accept him as the summum bonum, accept him as the original manifestation, original knowledge. No such thing. And that is what Bhagavad Gita in chapter 4, Krishna is going to reveal. So please pay real attention to it, because you are all very fortunate, because you're going to find the truth today. You might be in any kind of practice, I may not know. But now is the time for you to do your discrimination based on this authoritative scripture, Bhagavad Gita, where it is spoken by Krishna himself. So what is that original parampara? In this world, there's only 4 original parampara. Other than these 4, others are concocted, created, imagination. The 4 original parampara is Rudra Sampradaya from Lord Shiva. Rudra Sampradaya. And who's the Acharya for Rudra Sampradaya? Is called Vishnu Swami. The second is Kumara Sampradaya. This Kumara is son of Brahma, right? And the Acharya for this Kumara Sampradaya is Nimbaraka Swami. And the third is Sri Sampradaya. Sri Sampradaya means from Mahalakshmi. And the Acharya is Ramanuja Swami. You can see them in South India. They put a big tilak. They put the big white tilak and the red dot in the middle, red or yellow. Right? So they are the followers of Sri Vaishnava. They call Sri Vaishnava or Sri Sampradaya. In Tirupati and all these temples you go, you see them. And who's the Acharya is Ramanuja Swami. And the fourth is Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. What is Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya? This Acharya for this is Madhvacharya. And one of the branch from this Sampradaya is what they call Raghavendra Swami. You all know Raghavendra Swami, right? I believe you all know the movie that Rajinikanth even acted. Raghavendra Swami. Raghavendra Swami is part of that branch of Madhva Sampradaya. Madhva Sampradaya, the Madhva Sampradaya is very big. But one of the branch of Madhva Sampradaya is also called Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. And we are practicing Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. And why we put Brahma in between? Because the original knowledge comes from Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma initiate what they call Brahma's disciple is Narada Muni. Narada's disciple is Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva's disciple is Madhvacharya. And through that Madhvacharya, this parampara comes. And that's why we wear tilak like this. We have all the tilaks, all according to certain different parampara. But now, the Kumara Sampradaya and Rudra Sampradaya is almost vanishing. Because they are all self-sufficient. They are not creating disciples. It is some or other. It is there, but not so popular. You can't find them. Nimbaraka Swami and all these things. But now, the two Sampradayas are very prominent is Sri Sampradaya and Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya. These two is the most prominent Sampradaya in this world now. So when you look at the Guru Parampara, even when you look at Sri Vaishnava, they also talk about Guru Parampara. They all the thing they detail, like they talk about Divya Prabandham, right? They talk about what do you call? Nalaira, something, yeah. Divya Prabandham and all, that means the work of these the Acharyas, especially the Alvars, Tirumalai Alvar, all these Alvars. Okay, they used to follow the teachings of Alvars, right? And they are very prominent in South India, especially Tamil speaking world. Right now, so now when we look at our Guru Parampara, it comes like this: the Guru Parampara of Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. That means first it was spoken, but Krishna gave this knowledge to Arjuna. Sorry, wait, Amish. Okay. So Krishna instruct this knowledge to Brahma. How instructed? Through the flute. They call Sabda Pramana. Sabda means sound. Okay. And he got that idea. How Brahma and everything, we will go in the following chapter. We talk about the universal creation. I will draw that universe, how it looks and where Lord Vishnu and how Brahma through the navel born. We will discuss as we go on. But we just try to get understanding. So Krishna initiates Brahma through Sabda Pramana, through the flute. He got that idea. That's when he started to have that, the creative mind to create. The creative, that means to create this world, everything. And Brahma initiate Narada. Narada Muni is one of the great acharyas. But what to do in Tamil world, in all this cinema, they make Narada as a joker. Narayana, Narayana. They made him a joker. Actually, he's a great devotee. We shouldn't take him as a joker. And Narada initiate Vyasadeva. Vyasadev's disciple. Narada's disciple is Vyasadeva. And Vyasadev's disciple is Madhvacharya. And this is what the thing. And Madhva's disciple is Padmanabha. Of course, he has many disciples, but the principal one that continue the parampara. And Padmana, this is Narahari. And Narahari is Madhvacharya. So, you know what they call? Madhva's disciple is Akshobhya, Jayatirtha, then his disciple Jnana Sindhu, then his disciple Dayanidhi, Vidyanidhi, Rajendra, Jayadharma, Purushottama, Brahmanya Tirtha, Vyasa Tirtha, Lakshmi Padi, Madhavendra Puri, Ishvara Puri, Lord Chaitanya, Rupa Goswami, Swarupa Sanatana, Raghunath Das Thakur, Jiva Goswami, Krishna Das Kaviraj, Narottama Das Thakur, Vishwanath Das Chakravarti, then Jagannath Das Babaji, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Gaura Kishore Das Babaji, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, and his disciple is A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. And Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada disciple is my spiritual master, who is His Holiness Jaya Pataka Swami. Like for instance, Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu's guru is Jayananda. What is it? Krishna. Janananda Prabhu, Janananda Maharaj. Right? So Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada has 3,000 over disciples. One of the disciples is Janananda Goswami, and that is Kripa Prabhu's, Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu's guru, and my guru is His Holiness Jaya Pataka Swami. And I'm initiated by Jaya Pataka Swami. So that means all these things come under Parampara system. We don't change anything halfway. And anything that we speak, we don't give our own opinion. We speak from the opinion of Krishna. So this is how we should receive the knowledge. It is not through some bogus method that halfway some jokers will come out and say, I am God, I am this and that. We have to be very discriminative. That's why intelligence is very important. Right? Now let's look at 4.4, what Krishna says. Now, after listening to this, Arjuna became bewildered, puzzled. What are you talking? Arjuna uvacha aparam pavato janma parang janma vivaspataha katam etat vijaniyam tvamadav proktavaniti. Arjuna is asking. Arjuna said, the sun god Vivaswan is senior by birth to you. Because Krishna, he just now, sun god is what? Millions of years older than you. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed the science to him? How am I supposed to understand? We must understand the relationship between Krishna and Arjuna are cousins and best friends. Right? He could have just said, hey Krishna, what are you talking? Vivaswan, you are telling you this sun god is so much serious to you. Are you joking? That's how the friends speak, yes or not? Or cousins. But why did Arjuna become so? How am I supposed to understand? In the beginning, instruct. Why he said like that? Why he speak like this? Because Arjuna is already surrendered to Krishna as a guru. So when we speak to a guru, this is how we speak. How am I supposed to understand? Okay. So that's why you're so humbly asking Krishna. And 4.5, Krishna said very beautifully. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Bahuni me vyati tani Janmani tavacha Arjuna Tanyaham Veda Sarvani Natvang Veta Parantapaha. This is the personality of Godhead said. Many births, both you and I have passed. You and I have passed many births. And Krishna says, I can remember all of them. But you cannot. No subdue of enemy. He said, you can't remember any of this. So, when we look at this, we have gone through so many births. So, what are the types of births actually we have gone through? Let's look at this. There are a total of 8.4 million species. All right, according to the Shastra, there are 8.4 million species. In that 8.4 million, there are 900,000 varieties of aquatic animals. 1.1 million insects and reptiles, species of insect and reptiles. 3 million species of mammals, all varieties of mammals, 3 million species. In birds, there are 1 million species of birds. And among the trees, there are 2 million trees and plants. And among human and humanoids, there are 400,000 of them. Right? Sometimes we see that we have how many colors of human being? We have brown, we have black, we have yellow, we have red. No? Then human being got varieties of color of hair, white hair. Naturally they have white hair, brown hair, blonde hair, red hair. Big eyes, round eyes, chappa eye, sharp nose, chappa mukha and all these things. So when you look at this, there are 400,000 type varieties of species. So when we see any living entity around us, try to be very observant. Whenever you see a bird that flies into your house, you had taken that bird before. Right? When you start to see some Puran, like that centipede or something, it enters your house, you see centipede. Oh, I have taken that before. You see a grasshopper, you were a grasshopper before. Right? When you see a dog, you were a dog before. Right? When you see a giraffe, you were a giraffe before. Just name it. All varieties of living entities you have already passed through. Why? We discuss as we go on. What made us to come here? We discuss that. Right? So we have passed through all these things. But the problem is we have forgotten all this. But Krishna remembers that. 4.7. Yada yada hi dharmasya. Now Krishna is revealing why he is coming down. What is the reason? Why is he coming down, descending himself? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam sarjamyaham. So Krishna says, whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, whenever and wherever there's a decline in religious practice, or descendant of Bharata as a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. So when we look at this, whenever and wherever there's decline in religious practice, so to be religious is part of that method in this material world. Because in this material world is actually a prison, Devida, prison. And the rules and regulation is called the religion. Why you need to be religious? Because you will have some kind of restriction. If you are not religious, you will live life in a very abominable, wild way. Right? When we don't have religion, we do not have some kind of restriction. Imagine the way we live. We don't care about anything. We eat anything. We do anything. Right? Like imagine like wildlife, you know, that like girls would simply go and sleep with many guys. The guys will be sleeping with many girls, like just like hippies, carefree life, because they don't care about anything. Right? The time will come that everything become out of control. Why you need to have restriction? Because we need to be restricted from further entangled in this material world. So whenever people, like, just imagine the hippies, they start to dance like mad. You know, they feel that something which is, we can go higher than our conscious state. And the best way to take is through LSD, through marijuana, heroin, drugs, ganja. Right? By taking lots of alcohol, you'll be like floating in the air. Right? And they say that human being born without dress, why I should dress? And people become nudist. Right? They were walking and staying naked. And they say we do not need to bathe. You know, there was a sun movement in 1960s, end of 60s, 70s, around there was a sun, there's a sun movement. They call sun worship or something like that. All these crazy hippies go there, they don't shave, they don't do anything. They start to grow hair long and they all remain naked in that village. So one day when Prabhupada was told, he went there, he went to that sun, the place where the kind of people live there. He went in and he told his brahmachari to stay away. He went in himself. After he went in, he came out, he brought few of the people come out. He spoke to them. If you're going to live like an animal, you're definitely going to be born as an animal. And of course, Prabhupada, as such a great Satyavish, empowered Acharya, he went in and within 1-2 hours, he transformed so many people and they came out. And these people, that crazy hippies asked him, can I follow you? Can I follow you? He said, yes, get dressed and follow me. So what is happening? Whenever there's a decline, so Krishna will descend himself or he will send his empowered acharyas to go and save them. So when Prabhupada went to America, when the people become so crazy, so when the whole nation, the whole world go crazy, Krishna himself has to come down and to re-establish the Dharma. And whenever there's a certain places the Dharma is not established, he has to come down and to further re-establish. Are you all following me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
Now, let me do something. One second. Why this thing is not functioning? 1 second. Okay, we continue. Okay, so now we understand why do Krishna descend. So he descends because there is a lost in religious principle. So Krishna also is telling to re-establish this religious principle. That's why Krishna himself came down and spoke Bhagavad Gita and to annihilate all the Kauravas and Pandavas. All right, everyone will be destroyed. Okay, anyway, we'll discuss this as we in chapter 10, if I'm not mistaken. Chapter 10, yeah, the universal form. Okay, 4.8. Then after that, destroy everything. Oh my God. So I come to re-establish. Then after that, what he says? Then Krishna further explains. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam dharma panartaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants. So he came down to deliver the pious. All right, to protect the devotees and to annihilate the miscreants. All right, the atheists and all this, to destroy them, as well as to re-establish the principle of religion. I myself appear millennium after millennium. So in every millennium, he comes down just to re-establish it. Whenever there's a decline, he comes down to re-establish. 4.9. Okay, let's look at this. Janma karma cha me divyam. This is going to be very interesting verse. Janma karma cha me divyam evang yo veti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mam eti so Arjuna. What Krishna says here. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities. Very clearly Krishna says, Janma. Janma means birth. Karma means activity. Janma means birth. Karma means activity. Cha also. Me. Me means my. Krishna, me. Krishna. Which is divya, which is transcendental. All right. And also to understand the tattva. Tyaktva deham punarjanma. All right. So naiti, that means it won't. So in other words, he says, one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, that means upon a person dies, he does not take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. That is why we are celebrating Krishna Janmashtami. This Wednesday is going to be Radhastami, right? And after that, he's going to start that month of Damodara, the baby Krishna, the 1 month festival, in between Puratasi and Kartigei, in Tamil calendar. Kartigei. Then after that, after when you start to see from now, all the festivals to remember Krishna's pastime will start. All right, now it's Avani, Ani, Adi. Okay, then we start Puratasi, the 1 month full of to relish that all that incarnations of Vishnu, month of Puratasi. Then after Puratasi starts Kartigei. All right, the month of Kartik is the month that we see all the baby Krishna will be naughty running around, remember all these baby Krishna's pastime. Right, then comes Aipasi. Aipasi is the month where the baby Krishna will start to, that's when the Deepavali comes in. The Diwali comes in, we always like to put that the little baby Krishna's footprint and everything, and we celebrate Diwali. All right, then after this Aipasi, then it starts Margali. What is Margali? We also relish the Krishna's pastime with gopis. It's a cold season, Krishna will be dancing with gopis. That's beautiful pastime. Right? Then after that, after Margali, then comes Tai Masam. And there's also another pastime of Krishna, like coming out of this. It's beautiful. It's going to go on. So Krishna says very simple. Why we are having festival? The festival, actually, we are remembering the pastimes of Krishna. Because that's what Krishna says in 4.9. If anyone remember my transcendental appearance, activities, my appearance, and also my activity, what I did, they will never take birth again when he leaves the body. So think about it. You have passed through 8.4 million species of life. And we finally get the chance to know God. You are very, very, very fortunate. You have perfected the yoga. You all are perfect yogis. For you to sit here and listen to Bhagavad Gita and chant Hare Krishna, at least, while you're not chanting, but at least when I chant, you're listening, at least it's considered that you are the most profound. Thanks for nourishing my friend. Oh, okay. Beautiful. Exactly. Look at this. This is very touching. Lord Narasimhadev appeared just to protect his devotee Prahlad. Because Prahlad was supposed to be killed by the father Hiranyakasipu. Hiranyakasipu is such a great demon. It's a great demon. He was ruling all the three worlds, terrorizing. He created atheism. He said, there's no Vishnu, no God. I am the God. So now, this is quite common in this Kali Yuga now. There's so many jokers are calling themselves as God. Right? Like one guy in Tamil Nadu, Sankara Baba. He's one of the most bogus. He even danced like Krishna with gopis. And recently he got caught of having not a good affair with other gopis. I mean, other girls. Right? Then after they came back, then he was I don't know, I don't want to go further into that. So creating atheism is a job of demons. And he created, but he controlled everybody in this three world except the sun. He told the sun, chant this mantra, Om Namo Hiranyakasipuve Namaha. And the boy Prahlad chanted, Om Namo Narayanaya. He said, no. Om Namo Hiranyakasipuve Namaha. He said, no. Om Namo Narayanaya. And he was so angry. He tried to kill his son so many ways. Put poison, throw him from the mountain. Let elephant to tap on him. Until one day he cannot tahan. He went and said, hey, where is your coward Vishnu? Where is he hiding? And Prahlad says, everywhere. Okay, Ugram Vishnam, Ugram Viram Mahavishnu, Jwalantam Sarvato Mukam. Jwalantam Sarvato Mukam. That means he's everywhere. Sarvato Mukam, his face. That means he's everywhere. He's everywhere. Then Hiranyakasipu said, is he in this pillar? Yes, he's in that pillar. He gets so angry, he take the club and hit the pillar. Bang! And from the pillar, boom, explode. Narasimhadev left here. Because Hiranyakasipu got a boon. He cannot be killed by any means. All right? He meditated so hard, he got a boon from Lord Brahma. He says, I want immortality. Brahma says, cannot. He said, I myself will die one day. How am I supposed to give you immortality? And Hiranyakasipu think, devised a good idea. He said, I shouldn't be killed in the morning, okay? And I shouldn't be killed in the evening, all right? Day and night, no time, I guess. I shouldn't be killed in the morning, I shouldn't be killed in the evening. I cannot be killed by the Devas, and I cannot be killed by the Asuras. I cannot kill by the human, all right? Because he knows that maybe Krishna will come in the form of human. Yes, I cannot be killed as a human being also. And I cannot be killed by the beast. I cannot be killed inside the house, and I cannot be killed outside the house. And I cannot be killed by any kind of weapon. Brahmastra, knife, sword, and club. I cannot be killed by anything. Right? I cannot be killed in the sky, and I shouldn't be killed on the land. So he was keep devising. And Lord Vishnu, who is the most, who knows everything, he appeared in the form of Narasimhadev. When he came, he was not human, he was not animal. Half man, half lion. He captured of Hiranyakasipu, and he brought him to the entrance vassal, not outside, not inside, exactly on the vassal. And he put him on the lap, not on the sky, not on the ground. And he took his chisel-like nails. The nails look like chisel, chisel-like nails. And he is not even not a weapon, not any kind of weapon. He only used his nail. He just tear open his chest and his stomach and took his intestine out and put it around his neck and killed him in a terrible way. Ugram Viram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvatomukam Narashima Bhishanam Badram Mrityur Death Mrityur Namami Aham. And nobody can pacify Lord Narasimha. Nobody could pacify Lord Narasimha. Even Mahalakshmi itself ran away because she has not seen a form that gory, full of anger. Ugram means terrible anger. Ugram, Viram, Ugram, that means very angry. The great brave Viram, Ugram Viram, who is Mahavishnu. The Mahavishnu came in a very gory, very angry mood. Nobody could pacify him. And Lord Shiva will call Prahlad, come here. Because he's fuming. He's fuming. Nobody dared to go near him. And Lord Shiva called, Prahlad, come here. Say, yes, take this garland and put on Lord Narsimha and pacify him. So can you see the garland here? He goes and he puts the garland on Lord Narsimha. Narsimha becomes so pacified and gave a big hug. And look at the way that Narsimha hugs Prahlad. That is assuring. If Krishna wants to kill you, no one in these three worlds can save you. But if Krishna wants to protect you, no entity in these three worlds can even touch your hair. That is guaranteed. Okay? I'm so sorry, I also got carried away. Such a beautiful pastor. Okay, now we are already found. Okay, we finally got the chance to know God. You know how fortunate you are, right? I am not simply telling this to blabber or to carry on. I'm not a preacher. I'm not this thing like in my previous class. There's one guy say, right, who's from a Christian who became a Buddhist, and he's a Christian. He's converted many people into Christianity. Then after that, he went into Buddhism. Then he started when he came to Krishna. After he attended Yosua, you had so many questions. Then while going through the class, I think it's a chapter 7, chapter 8, chapter 9, chapter 10, he called and told me, you know what, Padita Tarna? Yes, I want to convert to Hare Krishna. We do not convert people. Hare Krishna people do not convert anyone. You remain where you are. You keep your status in whatever faith that you are. But we are telling you, make your consciousness divine. Change your consciousness to be Krishna conscious, which is your constitutional position, your original position. We are not asking you to convert. We do not convert people. You are very fortunate. Extremely fortunate. You will understand when you go to the chapter 18. All right? You will have goosebumps. You will burst into tears. And you just will go and tell the person who asked you to come for this class, a person who encouraged you to come for this Bhagavad Gita session, to read Bhagavad Gita, you go and thank that person. All right? Why? We're going to see now. All right? So now, 4.10, Krishna says, Vittaraga Bhaya Krodha. Vittaraga Bhaya. Bhaya means anger, fear. Krodha, extreme anger. Vittaraga Bhaya Krodha. Manmaya mam upashrita. Baho jnana tapasa. Puta madbhavam agataha. So what Krishna says, being freed from attachment. Where the attachment come from? All right? When we start to work with expectation, attachment starts from expectation. So Krishna says, being freed from attachment. When you're free from attachment, there's no fear. All right? When they do, you do no expectation. That means you also be freed from fear and free from anger. Then being fully absorbed in me. How? When we start to dedicate everything to Krishna, we are absorbed in Krishna. We eat what Krishna, we offer food. We bring the water that offer to Krishna. We are reading Bhagavad Gita. We are thinking about Krishna. When we chant Hare Krishna, when we think about Krishna, when we start to see every living entity that moving around because there's a soul in there. So when there's a soul is there, Paramatma also is there. That means we start to see Krishna everywhere. So naturally you'll become absorbed. Can you see the step by step how Krishna is taking you? So being freed from attachment, fear and anger, being fully absorbed in me and taking refuge in me. How? Just like how Prahlad take refuge in Krishna. We just take the arms of Krishna, arms of Narsimha. He's holding you tight. We just take refuge. We don't think about anything else. Just how the child take refuge in the arms of the mother or arm of the father and being fearless. All right. Many persons in the past, Krishna says, many persons in the past become purified by knowledge of me. That means many people in the past have become purified only through the knowledge of me. And thus they all attain transcendental love for me. They achieve the transcendental love for him. So what is the progressive? This is called the steps. All right, progressive steps for advancement in devotional service. How are we going to advance in devotional service? First, we start with Shraddha. Shraddha means a little faith. All right. That means you think, hey, I born as a Hindu, I think I should understand something about Gita. All right. Oh, what is Gita? Just a little faith, you come. After the faith, you become, through that faith, you go to the next level. You start to associate with devotees. Because where you can study about this faith, you can only empower it through the association of a devotee, sadhu sangha. Then when you associate with your devotee, then after that, you start to, the devotee will tell you, come, let's do some service for Krishna. Like I am telling you, please distribute Bhagavad Gita or chant Hare Krishna. So what do you do? Bhajana Kriya starts. That means performance of devotional service. You start to perform devotional service. When you start to perform devotional service and you start to distribute book and chant Hare Krishna, you try and see what happened to you. In my previous class, lot of transformation start happening. I'm guaranteeing you, person who don't know anything hate a tale about Krishna. They simply try as experiment. Big transformation start happening. So Bhajana Kriya happened, then Anartha Nivirti. Anartha Nivirti. Anartha decreasing in unwanted attachment. All these unwanted things, you start to get rid of it. Then you go to the next step, Nishta. You become steady. After you become steady, that's when you start to have ruchi, taste. In Tamil, we call ruchi, state, taste. Ruchi, nalla ruchi. Once you get the taste, then you come to Ashakti. That means attachment. You can now you detach from material world, now you're starting to get attached to Krishna. And when that attachment starts, that's when you come to the level of bhava. Bhava means love, ecstatic love. And from bhava, you go to the next level, you come to the level of prema, pure love for Krishna. That's the final step. All right? So this is the step by step. You may do this in this birth itself. Or you may take many lifetimes, you can do it. But of course, as what we have understood, that there's no loss or diminution. In this birth, you have hit 10%. In the next birth, you just jump, you continue. Say for instance, all right. Example, in this birth, you hit 10%. Right? You achieve 10% success. Right? In the following birth, when you start, you continue from the 10%. You're not going to start from zero. That means you continue 10%. Maybe here you achieve 25%. Right? You achieve 25%. All right? And like that, you're going to grow. That means your percentage will keep increasing. Right? From 25%, it goes up, maybe 30%. Then from there, you're going to go. Then you come to this level. That's when you start to achieve your 100% success in your attempt to devotional life. All right? It's going to take 100%. All right? Maybe you're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 birth or 9 birth down the road. But you know what? It's worth it. You don't say, "Ayo, so many times have to be born." It's okay. It's worth it. Right? But if you want to be a little serious, try to achieve your rank as fast as you can. You can make this birth as maybe your quarter-final. Or maybe you can make it as a semi-final. Or even can make it as a final. This all depends on your Shraddha, faith. How fast you want to do it is entirely in your own decision. 413. Chaturvarnyam maya shrishtam gunakarma vibhagasha tasya kartaram apimam vidya kartam avyayam. What Krishna says here. According to the 3 modes of material nature, these are 3 modes, okay? The work associated with them, that means 3 modes of material nature, and the work associated with them, the 4 divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of the system, you should know that I'm not the non-doer, being unchangeable. This 413 is going to be expanded in so many chapters down the thing. So that means he created the 3 modes of material nature: goodness, passion, ignorance. And there's also a combination of these 3 modes. That's when the 4 types of people came out. What is that? The Brahmanas, the Vaishyas, Kshatriyas, the warriors, the Vaishya, the mercantile, and the Shudras, the servants. the slaves. I mean, what they call the workers. The 3-4 types of people were created by me. So Krishna says, even though I created all these things, but I'm above all this. All right, I am above. So you should know that I'm yet the non-doer. I mean, I'm above all this and I'm still remain who I am. Okay, 4:14. Namam karmani limpanti, name karma pale spruha, iti mangyo bijanati, karma birna sabhadyate. There's no work that affects me, Krishna says, nor do I aspire for fruit of action. Nothing affects me and I don't expect anything. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reaction of it. So 24, what Krishna says, Brahmarpanam Brahma Havir. Remember this word, very important. Brahmagnau Brahmana Hutam, Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina. Krishna says, a person who is fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness. How? By what he eats, what he gives away, and everything fully absorbed. Is sure to attain the spiritual kingdom. Sure to attain spiritual kingdom because of his full contribution to spiritual activity. I mean, when we start to contribute, I mean, we start to change our lifestyle and make everything spiritualized. So you start to see that we are deceiving. That means Krishna says that we become fully absorbed. So we will definitely go back home to spiritual kingdom. Okay? To spiritual activity in which the consummation is absolute and that which is offered is of the same spiritual nature. I mean, anything that he offer, anything that he do is all in the same spiritual nature. Tat vidhi pranipat. This is very important. Now, what to do now? Okay, now I know all these things. So who should I approach? I need to approach someone to learn. Even in your studies, like if you want to do your medical degree or you want to do this, whatever, even when you want to do your standard 1, standard 2, you need to approach a teacher. Even to learn ABC, you need to approach a teacher. You cannot say, I can do self-study. No such thing. Nothing in this world you can do self-study. Right? Nothing in this world you can study by yourself. You need someone to teach you. So in 4:34, Krishna says very clearly, Tadi vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshana. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, Krishna says. Right? Approach a spiritual master. And after that, pranipashnena seva, okay, tat vidhi, okay. Inquire from him submissively. That means you have to inquire. When you want to learn about spiritual, you have to ask the spiritual master in a very humble mood, submissively. Then, pranipashnena sevaya, and render service unto him. Because you know why? The knowledge that spiritual master is going to impart on you is going to save you from repeated birth and death. So, you serve him very submissively. And teacher, I mean, the spiritual master will teach you further. So now, Krishna says, the self-realized soul, jnaninas tattva darshana. So the self-jnani means the knowledgeable, the self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. They have seen the truth. They can impart the knowledge unto you. Very important. So we must know who we should select as a spiritual master. It's not any bogus guy who speak with word jugglery or give some kind of mumbo jumbo or who do some kind of magic show. Right? Take things from the thin air. You know, all these things are things we have to reject. So now we understand. We want to approach a spiritual master who have seen the truth is the spiritual master that come from these 4 parampara. Rudra Sampradaya, Kumara Sampradaya, Sri Sampradaya, and Brahma Madhva Sampradaya. But the advantage of taking with Brahma Madhva Sampradaya, because this Brahma Madhva Sampradaya, the descendant is ISKCON. And ISKCON, you can find it in every town and village around the world. Right? There will be definitely a very near ISKCON center around you. You do not need to travel days. You do not need to travel the town from one town to another town to look for them. It is everywhere. So it's easy for you. So right now, who should I accept as spiritual master? So Srila Prabhupada as an empowered Acharya, he is a spiritual master. He is a Jagat Guru. He is the real Sadguru, not like any other person. He is the real Sadguru. He is actually Jagat Guru. So when we study the Bhagavad Gita, when we read that the translation, the purport, we are actually taking direct instruction from Srila Prabhupada. So we do it that way. Until you find your Guru, your personal living Guru, till then, Srila Prabhupada shall be your eminent Siksha Guru, spiritual master. Yajnatvana punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhutanya sheshani drakshyasyatmanya tomayi. So now what is the advantage? Having obtained real knowledge from a self-realized soul. All right. So once you do submissively, you serve him and everything, you obtain the real knowledge from self-realized soul. What will happen? You will never fall again into such illusion. You will never fall again. After chapter 4, you're kind of clear now. You will never fall again into illusion. All right? The spiritual master will impart that. For by this knowledge, you will see that all living beings are part and parcel of the Supreme. Remember I told you, everything that around you, you start to see as Krishna, the Supreme. Or in other words, they are Apichet asipa apebhya sarvebhya papa krittama sarvanyana plavenaiva brijinam santarisyasi. This is a beautiful verse. What Krishna says. He said it so nicely and so clearly. Right? He said what? Let me get the highlighter. He says, even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, even you can be the terrible sinner on earth. Okay, what are the terrible sins? We must know that. What are the terrible sins we are talking about? The worst sin on earth, number one, is abortion. When we abort a child, that is the worst sin. Aborting a child, it means killing a child. The child has already developed. The soul has already been infuted. The child has already created consciousness. And to kill it is number one sin. No? If you can see how they abort a child, they put the thing inside and just start to cut it off, like the scissor. Terrible. Or they give medicine to kill it. That is number one sin. Among the sin, that's the worst. And what is the second in the hierarchy? Killing a pregnant cow. Right? Number three, eating meat, cow meat. Beef is terrible sin. Nowadays, it's very sad to see that even the Hindus have taken up eating beef. Who cares? They go to McDonald's, they eat that French fries. The French fries contains beef fat. And they say, who cares? They just not care. They just not bothered. All right? They go to eat cheeseburger. Okay lah. Who cares? But you must understand. I didn't kill, somebody killed, I just only eat the meat. No. When a cow is killed, 6 people will share the sin equally. Number one, the veterinary that approves that cow. Number two, the guy who rests the cow and kill it, this thing. Number three, the one who kills the cow. The one who, okay, number one, the veterinary. Number two, the man who sells the cow. Number three, the arbiter, the one who kills the cow. Number four, the one who, sorry, I'm mistaken. Number one is the veterinary that approves the cow killing. Number two, the seller, the fellow who rests the cow and sell. Number three, the transporter. Number four, the one who kills it. Number five, the one who buys and cooks it. Number six, the one who eats it. The 6 people will share the sin equally. And what is the sin according to Garuda Purana? Eating beef. Every fur in that cow's body, a person will be born and killed. They will die in a miserable way. Every fur, that means in cow got how many furs? The hair. Every fur in the cow's body, a person has to be born and killed. It's that terrible. All right? Abortion, killing the cow. Right? Number three, then after that, having an affair with a woman who are not your wife. Women has to be respected. We advocate respect to women. But we advocate something more than respect the woman. Worship the woman. How we worship women? We worship them as mother. That's why in Hare Krishna, we call the ladies Mataji. What is Mataji means? The Veda says, other than your wife, every woman out there are your mother. Right? You only can have one wife. that you can have some kind of enjoyment. You can enjoy yourself with your wife. But other than your wife, every woman out there are your mothers. And we do not understand that, we are considered terrible sinner. In one of the 10 commandments in Bible, Lord Jesus says, Christ says, looking at a woman in a lusty form is considered adultery. When you look at the woman, wow, look at that sexy girl. Who you, look at the body, look at this, look at that. Just by looking, just by thinking, you are considered performed adultery. And adultery is one of the terrible sins that you can be punished severely in hell. Very severely. Right? So that's why, for what to do in Kali Yuga? All the mothers that we're supposed to worship are in a skimpy dress, dancing in cinema, in the movies, especially Hindi Bollywood movies. They're basically not wearing anything, just covering the top and the bottom. Other than that, everything's exposed. That terrible. Right? Nowadays, in the advertisement, they need to keep one beautiful girl with some skimpy dress. What your eyes look at the girl first. Think, oh, who's that girl? Then down there you see the advertisement. Just for you to see the advertisement. All these are manipulation. Right? So these are the things. Having a lot of affairs with many women other than your wife.
Prabhu, I have a question.
Yeah.
How about men who abuse women? Do they carry the same sins as well?
Definitely. We shouldn't abuse. You shouldn't even abuse your own body. It's sinful. If you shouldn't even abuse your own body, but what happens if you abuse another woman? Everything is sinful. That's why I said there's some Garuda Purana I've read. Women, that's why I'm saying women are worshipable. Wrecking women and being this thing. Because women are very powerful person. Shakti. Women are called Shakti. Right? Women can go to work, come back and still carry on with work, looking after the family, children, cooking, cleaning and everything. She still can go back to sleep at 1 o'clock in the morning, still wakes up early in the morning and do the prayer and everything. Men cannot do all this. Women can do. That's why women are very powerful person. Shakti. Right? So that's why they need to be protected because they are very highly emotional. Right? They are very highly emotional. With some little sweet talk, they can get carried away. I've seen it with my own eyes. I used to do a lot of counseling for suicide. I used to tell them. There's one particular girl who is extremely beautiful. Fell in love with a girl, with a guy who are extremely opposite. I shouldn't say the word. His looks. I think he's a kind of person that any sane man will not like to be with him, with due respect. He's that ugly. But he's such a sweet talker. He talks so sweetly. And that girl forget everything because emotion will close the eyes. Found married to him. But end up that fellow became very abusive. And she wanted to commit suicide. A lot of stuff too. Anyway, so what I'm saying is all these things. So just name it. We can go on and on and on and on and on. One of the another scene you must remember, when the guests come to the house, you must respectfully welcome them. Even your enemy come to your house. When they come, they look at the corner. Hey, get out. All that scene. Anyway, I don't want to go into detail. I'm going totally out of the time. But what I'm telling, just name it. You could have done sin worse. You could have aborted. But many children, you could be a veterinary doctor that aborted 30 children a day, a month. For the last 30 years, you've been your job. You are a doctor abortion. Every day, lady will come. You just give one medicine, abort the child, abort the child. Abort. Every day, every single day, 365 days for the next 30 years, you've been aborting a child. Or you could be the abattoir that you slaughter the cow, slaughter every day. You slaughter 10, 20 cows. Butcher. So what Krishna says here, apichet asi papebhyo. Papa means sin. Papebhya, terrible sinner. Then after they say sarva papebhyo, all kind of sins. All varieties of sin. Sarvabhya papa, krittamaha. Sarvajnana. That means sarvajnana, all sarvam. That means the knowledge of the absolute. Jnana means absolute. Plavena. Plava means what? Plava means boat. Plava means boat. Plave naiva. Brijinam santarishyasi. Even if you are considered the even you're considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. My dear Prabhus and mothers, think about it. We might not know what we should have done in previous birth. We don't know what kind of heavy karma we are carrying behind our back. Even in this birth, we don't know what are the things we should have done. Right? I give you one good example. Right? Anyway, all of you, can I just overshoot by 10-15 minutes? Is it okay? Because I'm supposed to finish at 9:30. Is it if I just overshoot a bit? Because I would like to share you one story. Is it okay? I'd like to get your permission first.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
okay,
Everyone is,
Prabhu.
okay, everyone is thumbs up. Oh, okay, good. Okay, who can't do it? Everyone can, huh? Oh, that's very interesting. I like this kind of communication. Okay, anyway. It's a real life story happened in Chennai. ISKCON Chennai. There was a prostitute. It happened just recently. Yeah? There was a prostitute. Every day at the red light zone, she canvassed for client. You know, the prostitute was by the roadside, hey, come, you know, like showing all these kind of lustrous way, attract them. She's a prostitute. One day, a devotee was passing by and saw that prostitute, and the prostitute called him. And that devotee had so much of compassion. Why this person became a prostitute? What she have done? And you know what this devotee did? Went and approached her and says, Hare Krishna, Amma, mother. And she said, Ma, what do you mean? I want to tell you something. The job that you're doing is very sinful. And she just said, yes, what to do? I need to survive. I need to eat. I don't know how to do anything else. I've been born into this kind of profession. Maybe she should have kidnapped by someone. She's been prostituting for the last 20, 30 years. Maybe from as young as 12 years old. Right? Then he says, Nema, it's okay. I give you this Bhagavad Gita. Why not you buy a Bhagavad Gita from me? Right? You buy a Bhagavad Gita from me. I want you to read this Bhagavad Gita. Maybe Krishna can save you. And because that person is so, what they call humble and submissive and respectful, because nobody respects prostitute. They look at prostitute in a very different angle. They looked at him and said, okay, I'll get the Bhagavad Gita. So she went back and started reading Bhagavad Gita. And she became like so addicted to Bhagavad Gita. So what she do, in her room, in the brothel, after she entertained the client, you know, can you all visualize? When a man comes, she entertains, and the man goes, immediately she get up, get dressed, take the Bhagavad Gita and start to read. Where? In the brothel, after sex. Right? Then when the new client comes in, close the Bhagavad Gita, entertain the flirt, and after the flirt, leave, take and read the Bhagavad Gita. She was reading Bhagavad Gita in a very abominable place, in such a terrible situation. And that also extremely unclean after intercourse. Right? Then what happened? When she has a monthly period, the 3-4 days she cannot work, she'll be sitting and dwelling and reading the whole Bhagavad Gita. By the time she finished the Bhagavad Gita, there's some kind of transformation started to happen in her heart. And she here at the back of the Bhagavad Gita, there's all the centers. Then she just said, she remembers there's one ISKCON Chennai. She went to ISKCON Chennai. She went and joined. She said, can I come and do some kind of service? Because there you come, nobody asks, what's your background? You like to do some service? Please come. So for a start, why not you help us by cleaning pot, cleaning the front porch. Cleaning is the first class service you can do for Krishna, because you're actually cleansing your heart. So she started to do one by one. And eventually she became like so distinct. She actually gave up a job as a prostitute and became a full-time devotee in that ISKCON temple, Chennai. She became a full-time devotee. You know, then after that, everybody knows that she was a former prostitute. She gave up, she became a full-time devotee. After she became a full-time devotee, of course, when a prostitute comes, you know, even though that, you know, sometimes ladies, when a man goes, hey, why are you talking to her? You know, that kind of suspicion. Even though she became full-time, she's fully purified, but of course, people still remember her past. And one good Samaritan, one good fantastic devotee married her to give her protection. That nobody is going to call her prostitute and they're going to call her as my wife. And people started call her Mataji. not babe or chick or something like that. And through that marriage, I think I'm not sure. I don't speculate. I don't know whether they have children or not. But this couple became one of the fantastic devotee, and she's going around doing the preaching work and everything. Imagine how this Bhagavad Gita transformed her. That's what I'm telling you, dear Prabhus and mothers. Think about it. Even if a person is considered to be the most sinful, when he situates the boat of transcendental knowledge, what is the Bhagavad Gita is transcendental knowledge. You can cross over. Imagine what other kind of religious process that you can think of that you can simply get rid of all your sin or whatever habits. That's nothing. These wisdom spoken 5,000 years before and valid till today. Amazing. Shraddha vallabhate jnanam tatpara sanyatendriya jnanam labhva parang shantim achirena digacchati. A faithful man who is dedicated to transcendental knowledge. What is that? Dedicated. That means every day you're going to sit and read with faith. And who subdues his senses. What is subdues senses? We study as we go on. Is eligible to achieve such knowledge. And having achieved it, he quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace. Doesn't matter. He will definitely achieve supreme spiritual peace. So, in East Bengal, there is a Brahmana named Tapan Mishra. He was confused after reading many Vedic literatures regarding the conclusion on the means to achieve liberation. He approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and sincerely inquired him to clear the confusion. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that in Kali Yuga, remember yesterday we spoke about 4 yugas. In Kali Yuga, one can't achieve perfection of life by being a bookworm. Just by simply studying all the Vedas, you cannot achieve perfection. One can attain salvation only by chanting the holy name of Krishna. The Shastra recommend Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Kevalam. Kalau nasti eva nasti gadir anyataha. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, this age is quarrel and hypocrites. The only means of deliverance is chanting the holy name of the Lord. And Lord Chaitanya says, there's no other way, there's no other way, and there's no other way. So take this commitment. You're already here. Read Bhagavad Gita and please distribute Bhagavad Gita. You may not know who are the people that you may transform. Even a prostitute can be transformed into a great person. Right. How about your family? How about your friend? Everyone should own one Bhagavad Gita for them. It's not one Bhagavad Gita, one family read. Everyone must own a single Bhagavad Gita. Personal Bhagavad Gita. Like my house, I've got a Gita for myself. My daughter has a Gita. How about you? You got a Gita? My son got a Gita for himself. You have a Gita. And my mother has a Gita for himself. Herself, sorry. Thank you. My son is correcting my English. So, then everyone, all of us should own a personal Bhagavad Gita. So be the good Samaritan. Introduce them the Bhagavad Gita. Right? We are distributing Bhagavad Gita, one Gita, along with one set of Japamala. I only got Japamala very limited. I think I got 5 or 6 only. All right. And one Damodara cut only for 50 ringgit, including shipping, all I'll cover. Because there's a devotee who are willing to pay for the shipping. I also subsidize some. Right? Think about it. RTC formula. Read Bhagavad Gita, distribute Bhagavad Gita, and chant 16 rounds. Oh, Prabhu, can I chant 1 round? Can. But why not 16 rounds? Because that's recommended. Okay? I want mini Bhagavad Gita. I think I don't have. Have you seen that in our Namad center? Serena?
No, Prabhuji, I never realized.
Okay. Never mind. This Thursday you come and let's check it out. Because do we have Bhagavad Gita mini? Where? Oh God. Okay. I think my son said we have. Anyway, I'll check it out for you. All right.
Thank
So
you,
take the
Prabhuji.
formula. Take the formula. And okay, now we open for questions. Is there any questions? Any comment?
Prabhu,
Yes, Prabhu.
They say in Kali Yuga, because of your nature, you once a big sin, as you said, but now you have forgotten. You don't sin, but the thought still passes you, Prabhu. Like if you see
What's
an
that, Prabhu?
attractive girl, you see everything,
Attractive girl. Okay.
we get attracted by her, and then
Mhm.
sexual attraction is also there.
Yeah.
But if you don't execute the process, then you are not a sinner.
Okay.
Is it true, Prabhu?
Okay.
I heard this.
Let's-
I heard your guru said telling like that now, Prabhu.
Sorry?
Your guru was telling that statement.
My guru?
Like if you don't execute the sin, it's okay. You're forgiven in Kali Yuga. It's a special thing, now, Prabhu. Is it true?
Okay. Now your question is, sometimes when we are moving around, suddenly we see some attractive girl, we get attracted.
Attracted.
Okay. So once we get attracted, so once we ignore that, we are forgiven. Is that what you're
Not
saying?
forgiven. It is not a sin yet until
Oh,
you
it's not a sin yet.
execute the process.
All right. Okay. In Kali Yuga, Prabhu, we all have faults. We all have imperfect senses. All right. Our senses are not perfect.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes when we see in billboard, we see it's naturally our eyes will be attracted to that.
Yeah. But
Right.
your thought also runs along with it, Prabhu.
Exactly. Because we have fault. We have fault.
Yeah.
We have fault.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between you and other person?
Yeah.
When you realize that thought is coming to you, you're trying to curb it, you're trying to stop it, and you're wondering why my thought I cannot stop. Because you are a devotee, you have self-realized yourself.
Yeah.
You know that is something not good.
Yeah.
Yes or not?
Yeah.
But your thought runs behind it.
Yeah.
That is not this thing. Compared to the person who are not a devotee, who doesn't know any of this, when he start to look at it, when the thought runs behind it, he will run behind it.
Yeah.
Example like this. I give a good example. After my father left his body, he passed away. Right? I had his phone. And he had this group Goping brothers. All right. That means he and all the cousins. There's one particular uncle actually sent some kind of nonsense thing in that group. My father hardly sees the phone. Right? When I saw that, a lot of messages he didn't see. When I scroll down, I start to see these old people, right, around 60s, 70s, still they have so much of attraction. They like to share this kind of some pretty girls in skimpy dress and all this. They are sharing among that their cousins group. Right? So that's what I'm saying. So this person who have saw, they start to look at it, they start to imagine, they start to get back all their old memories, and they start to feel, oh, I'm old, and they get so frustrated. That is not good. But as a devotee, sometimes we see, we get attracted, oh, look at that, look at this. It happens. But we can, but that is not still considered, is because we are on the path of self-realization. Okay, Prabhu?
Right. So one more question, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Even recently, the Narasimha Maharaj was giving a lecture. I think not even a month ago, Prabhu. Then he was telling about they came to stages of love for Krishna. When he came to Bhava and Prema, he's hesitating. What is Bhava? What is real Prema? What's the real difference between Bhava and Prema?
Bhava means you come to the level of ecstatic love.
What is ecstatic love, Prabhu?
Ecstatic love means
It's there in the nectar devotion, but
okay, I'll explain to you. Bhava means ecstatic love. That means it's a love whereby you are somehow or other become perfect. All your senses are subdued. You still start to see Krishna with so much of love, so much of affection. That is Bhava. You start to see Krishna everywhere. You start to see everyone in equal vision. You understand, Prabhu? Bhagavad Gita
Yeah.
says, see everyone in equal vision. That means you're devoid of fame. You're devoid of self-ego. You're devoid of all these bad qualities.
Okay, I'm with you, Prabhu.
Once you become prema, you become like Babaji, mad.
Ah.
You don't feel like dressing properly. You don't care about how you look. You don't care about how your appearance.
Yeah, I got you.
Have you read this Vamsidhari Babaji?
Yes, I heard about it.
That is prema. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So
But
Vamsidhari
to explain in a person and questions you on Bhava and Prema, we tend to hesitate a bit. Even Narasimha Maharaj was hesitating.
definitely all these topics they don't want to talk about it. You shouldn't ask that question in the public.
Yeah. No. He was telling it first. He come to such say Bhava and then Prema. The Bhava and he was hesitating to explain it.
Because Prabhu, Bhava and Prema is confidential talk.
Yeah.
Confidential talk.
Okay, Prabhu.
So,
Thank you.
maybe we can speak in private.
Thank you.
We can speak in private. This is not something that we can speak openly.
Yeah.
Anyway, so any other question? Okay, I would like to ask you a question. Tomorrow I am free, tomorrow evening. Shall we do class tomorrow evening and Sunday evening? That means today is chapter 4. Tomorrow evening, 7:30, we can do chapter 5. And Sunday evening, we can do chapter 6. I would like to get your permission. Is it okay if we can do on Saturday and Sunday? Because we're supposed to do on not Saturday, Sunday, right? That means we only can do in Monday. Is it okay? Kalimani said, okay. How about others?
It's okay, Prabhu. That will be fine.
Hey, Babu.
Okay. All right. Who can't make it? Can anyone just raise your hand? Okay. Mr. Arun also say, okay. I can't make it. Lakshmi, you can't make it. Okay. One person can't make it. Anyone else? Okay. Lakshmi, is it okay? I didn't know that I have kids classes. I need to fetch them from school. I didn't know, and I have kids. What do you mean? I don't understand. That means what? You don't know that your kids having class, or you have to go and fetch them?
Prabhuji, I didn't know that you have classes for Saturday and Sunday.
No, I'm asking your permission.
Oh, no, Prabhuji, I can't make it.
We can do Saturday and Sunday because we can finish up the class faster, quicker.
I
I'm just
can't
asking.
make it, Prabhuji.
You can, huh? Okay. That means Lakshmi and Serena can't make it. Two can't make it. How about others? Maha Vaishnavi? Krishi says okay. Karul okay. Arun Prabhu says okay. Mahalakshmi?
Prabhu, I think most probably can for me because my classes are in the morning only.
Okay. Okay. If we do Serena and Lakshmi, is it okay that you must promise me you're going to read, you're going to go through that recording? Is it okay? Or if you can't, we can just do it on Monday. No problem. Because we are continuing. I don't want you to miss it. Can I? Okay. How about you, Serena? I will go through the recording and I don't want to miss the class. Yes, good. Okay. If that's the thing, we do the class tomorrow on Saturday and Sunday. So tomorrow we're going to continue on chapter 5. Saturday we do chapter 6. Okay. And please, I humbly beg Serena Mataji and Lakshmi Mataji, you must promise me you're going to go through the recording because I don't want you to miss that session. Because from 4, 5, 6, it's going to be so much revelation, and the biggest boom starts in chapter 7. All right. Biggest boom starts in chapter 7. Because before you can appreciate chapter 7, you must know what is in between. All right. That's one thing. Then other than that, most likely next week, Wednesday, I might be going to KL because Radhastami and also my spiritual master, my Guru Maharaj is in Malaysia. So I'm not sure because I'm just waiting for my wife's schedule that I might be going to KL. If at all she couldn't come out early, I may not do the program. All right. So I may not cancel that class. We continue with that class. All right. I'll confirm you by Tuesday. And the following Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, we can't do the class because Saturday my nephew is getting married, and Sunday is the initiation process program in this what they call in KL. All right, SGM KL, right? Sri Jagannath Mandir KL. And how many of you from KL? Janavi is from KL, right? SGM KL, right?
Yes,
How many of
sir.
you? Okay, other than that, all right. So it's an opportunity for me to meet you in person, right? Because I still cannot capture you, but when you see me, please come and say hi to me. Then I can remember you. As we get older, I'm forgetting a lot of things. Okay, then sure, I'll go to the recording. Okay, can. All right. So is there any questions? Last?
Prabhu, I have a question.
Yes.
Actually, the verse Brahmarpanam, right? Actually, my parents taught me to say that before serving any prasadam during the prayers. Is that a mantra or is it a verse from Bhagavad Gita?
You mean the mantra before prasadam?
Yes.
That is what mantra is that? Mahaprasadi Govindi, right?
Oh, they make me say the Brahmarpanam Brahma Have, the whole thing during before.
Brahma Havi, you chant before the prasadam.
Yes. So I
Where?
didn't know.
Where? In KL? In ISKCON KL?
No, not in Iskan KL. This was in the prayers during my house, actually.
Oh, okay. Oh, that means you just recite this mantra before
Yeah.
you. Oh, okay. So what's the question?
So is that a mantra or is that a verse or something? Because
It's a verse
I
in Bhagavad
didn't.
Gita.
Okay.
All right. Let me see. What verse is that? Brahmarpanam Brahma Havir. Okay. It's verse 4, text 4. Chapter 4, text 24. Brahmarpanam Brahma Havir. Brahmakna Brahmana Hutam. Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam. Brahma Karma Samadhina. So what says, Krishna says, a person who is fully absorbed in Krishna conscious is sure to attain spiritual kingdom. Why? Because of his full contribution to spiritual life. All right. So that means in which that consummation is absolute and that which is offered is of the same spiritual nature. That means it's the chanting of the mantra that says that food that we offer to Krishna and the thing is that means in other words what the mantras the verse says, the food that you offer to Krishna and the food that you eat is equally spiritual.
Understood, Prabhu.
It's equally. That means it's not like I simply take something and put in front of the idol or in front of some photos and I just simply eat as rice. No, it is prasadam. So that's why Krishna is confirming that this is actually prasadam. You offer to Krishna, you take it, and that food is equally same in the nature, the spiritual nature of Krishna. Consummate to consume, right? The food that consummate and this thing is equal in spiritual nature.
Understood, Prabhu.
So, any other question? No question?
Okay. Prabhuji,
yes, Krishna.
sorry. I don't want to drag this out too much, but I have one question. This might be a little bit controversial. Since my future career is going to be a teacher and I already teach some kids, and most of the time I teach non-Indians, you know what I mean? So they have a lot of misconception about Hinduism and the caste system, basically.
All right.
And I also I had 2 subjects in my degree itself. We studied about the philosophy of Hinduism. And in once I came to this class, I realized how completely wrong and off they were with the entire caste system. But the fact is that in India, people get discriminated because of their caste and whatnot. So I just want to ask that this is something that humans do. It's a human flaw, not really from the religion itself, right?
I understand. Have you seen this kind of caste system in your family or in your life or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
They would be like, if I like someone or anything, they'd be like, oh, avare enna jadi and the mari.
Yeah. See, I came from a very orthodox Chettiar family. Super orthodox. Right? And I went against it. All right. So when you look at it, okay, let's look at this the history, how the caste system started. Previously, the caste is actually according to the job that you perform. You know, when they call you pattar means you are a goldsmith. All right. When they call you konar means you are a you are a farmer who do livestock, like cow farming, konar. All right. Then we call Chettiar. Chettiar means you are a merchant. All right. Iyer means you are a priest. Iyengar means you are a head priest. So we all know, like for instance, you are a teacher. All right. And Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu is a doctor. So there's a title. So the title is something that you carry in your family. That means in those days, when my forefathers, if I can look back at 5-10 generations below, all my forefathers until today, all my family members are involved in business. All business people. So that's why they carry the family name as this certain caste. Chettiar, Konar, Nair, Naidu, and all this. Now, the discrimination started when? Before that, people do not have any problem in this caste system. And they all lived in a very harmonious. They all lived life in a very harmony way. They know this is my restriction and they live according to that restriction. Right? But this caste system started when this British ruled India. Right? When the British started ruling India, that's when the caste system started. So what did British does? What did first initially when the Muslim ruling time, it has started, right? Okay, anyway, let me so you wash his feet. That means a person who from very low distinct, he becomes a Vaishnava. You wash his feet and take the water and sprinkle on your head, you can achieve liberation. What do you think about this, Krishi?
I've always known that it's not something that stem from Hinduism, but it's rather a misconception of what the Britishers did to us.
It is a misconception.
Yes, exactly.
Misconception is created just to create confusion. It's just to create confusion. Like when Prabhupada went and gave Brahmin initiation. Right? When you look at all this Brahmin, when you look at this Vaishnava standard, have you watched this movie Ramanuja?
Yes, Prabhu, I have.
You have, right? Okay, Ramanuja, what happened? He started to call all these low caste fellows and start to initiate them with Brahmin. Yes or no? He did that? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, Raghavendra. Have you remember Raghavendra?
Yes, we do pray to him in our household.
Give Brahmana to everybody, right?
Yes.
Until the Brahmin community push him aside. Because there's no distinction. Because the real understanding of Bhagavad Gita, Atato Brahma Ajitnasa. I am not this body, but I'm a spirit soul. And another thing the Shastra says, everybody born in this Kali Yuga, all Shudras. Right? So we can call ourselves in whatever caste system or whatever great things, but in Kali Yuga standard, all of us are Shudras. So,
sorry, thank you.
So we need to upgrade up. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. I just wanted to reconfirm that my theory with you.
Yeah. Because there's so many people ask about this. In fact, when I go for interfaith talk, they ask why the Hinduism has discrimination. I give good example. In an organization, there's a CEO, there's a manager, there's a supervisor, and there's a janitor. Yes or not? Janitor. Yes. Everything. Have you seen janitor make friend with the CEO?
Yeah, they can.
Huh?
They can if they want to.
I asked, have you seen them doing that?
Not really.
It won't happen. Because the CEO is a CEO and the janitor is a janitor. Even there is a thing. So can we call that discrimination?
No. They just have their duties.
Yeah, they are in that duty and they're all performing duty according to them. That means the CEO is as a CEO. Right? The managers among the managers. All right? They are all just among themselves. But it is in harmony, right?
Yes.
The CEO doesn't come and tell, hey, you low caste fellow, you wash my toilet, you don't come near me. He don't say that, right?
No, he doesn't.
That was that system before. Nobody say anything about anybody. Nobody discriminate anybody. Right? Nobody say anything. But in between, the confusion starts when the British came in. He starts to say what? Just like in Malacca, how they conquered. They went and convert the people first. Then after that, the people revolt against the Sultan, the king. And they say, if you don't convert, the entire people are going to kick you out. Just to hold the power, the king converts. The same thing happened in Britain, right? And you know what's the best way they did that? By giving them alcohol. And after that, there's two things that happen, you know, when you study the law, history. One is alcohol. They give them alcohol and they respected them as supai. You know, give them all all the pingat, you know, take photos. You're a great warrior, right? The second thing, you know what they did? Those who are going to come and join our British Army, you will be given a lifetime pension. The pension system started by the British. He said, you work until 40 or 50, you go to pay rest of your life. He said, a good deal, right? That's why in Tamil there's a palamuli, right? Koli mechalam, kumunile mekinam. Have you heard that? Anyone heard that palamuli?
Yes, my mom says that.
What is that kumuni? What is kumuni means?
Not really understood the meaning.
Kumuni is a company. Company in Tamil slang kumuni.
Oh,
Koli mechalam company le mekino. That is a Velakaran company. No, company. I was thinking, what is kumuni, kumuni? Then I start to realize later the kumuni means company. Even you write chicken, you make sure you write chicken in that place. You know. So it's like that. So they gave lifetime pension. The pension system that we are having now is started by the British. You work until 50, 55. Then after that, rest of your life you are paid. All the medical care taken care. Right? You just work with me for 20, 30 years. And what do you do as an Indian soldier? Go against the king. All right? Make sure that the local Indians don't revolt against the British rule. Something like that. All these are political rules. There's a lot of story behind it. And of course, when the British didn't come and conquer India, whole India will be a Muslim nation. They also did their job. Right? So anyway. All right.
thank you so much, Prabhu.
All right, thank you. So if you have any question, you can ask me. And please ponder what we have learned today. Think about it, ponder over it, and also read chapter 4, Bhagavad Gita. And think about it. So tomorrow, just tell me, is there anything that have triggered you, that you felt that you have learned something, there's something take away. Secondly, please make sure have your journal. All right, I'm telling you, get a journal. Or now if you upgrade your iPhone, now I think journal comes as default. I just upgraded, I saw one journal. So you can even write it. So write whatever you've done today and check and balance. Based on what you have understood, what you have learned, are you doing it? If you are not doing it, why you are not doing it? And tomorrow, try to rectify it. How you rectify? Piece by piece. Don't have a total transfer. Don't turn into a transformer. Step by step, you start to change. By the 18th day, after you finish the Bhagavad Gita, you're definitely going to walk out as a brand new person. All right? With that, thank you so much. And please do understand whatever I've shared with you, whatever I spoke to you, nothing of this is my own personal opinion. I simply shared and presented what I have heard from my spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada and the entire Guru Parampara. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha paditanam pavenebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna. Have a beautiful night. See you again
Hare
tomorrow.
Krishna, Prabhu. Thank
Hare
you.
Gauranga.